Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you the stuffing recipe that I used for Thanksgiving. So I just grabbed a glass of wine. I love having a glass of wine while I'm cooking, and I have the recipe right there on my tablet. But I did do a little bit of it different. I always tweak recipes a little bit to my liking. So if you want to see how I made it, just stick around and let's get started. So these are all my ingredients. I'll talk about each thing as the video goes on. So I'm just gonna start with the sausage. I like to get that going first before I start cutting all of the veggies. So I just put that in the pan on about medium heat and let that start to simmer. And then I'm just grabbing the celery and I'm gonna cut that in pretty small pieces. I don't want it to be too small because you don't want it to cook all the way through and be soggy. You want small enough pieces so that you don't have big chunks, but not too small. So I cut that up. I'm just checking on the sausage, and then I'm going to start with the onion. I don't cut that up too small either, small enough again so you don't have big chunks. And I did use a whole onion, but I did have a giant pan full of stuffing and there's a ton of leftovers. If you don't have a ton of people coming to Thanksgiving, I'd probably half this whole recipe, every single thing, every ingredient, just half the amount, because we're going to be eating stuffing for a long time. So I cut up all of those onions, and then I'm going to take both of those, the onions and the celery, and I will be putting that right into the pan with the sausage. So here I am putting the celery and the onions into the pan with the sausage, and then I'm just gonna combine all of that really well, mix it all up, and let that simmer for a little bit longer. Not too long because I don't want it to be super soft, the celery and the onions, so just enough to cook them a little bit. And I actually did chop up some mushrooms really small and add those in as well. So I mixed all that together and I added half a stick of butter and let that melt and then mixed it around again. Here are the seasonings I put in it. You can just do it to your liking. And then I took my bags of the stuffing mix, it's just the little pieces of bread, and I had two different kinds. I wanted to mix them. You can use whichever one you want. So I just took those and I put it into the pan. I didn't know how much I was going to use. I could have just probably used one bag because there's so much leftovers. But I put that in there. I took the whole mixture of the sausage and the veggies and I poured that on top. And I just scrape everything out of the pan and pour the rest of that in as well. And after it's all in there, you're just going to combine everything so it's all mixed up really, really well. You want it to be even throughout. So when you're done mixing that, you're then going to take the chicken broth and you're going to, I actually used chicken stock, but you'll take that, it's 32 ounces, and you'll just pour that all over your mixture. I started with half and then I mixed that throughout, and then I'll go back with the rest and mix that throughout as well. I just like to do it really evenly, slowly. You don't want it to be too soggy, so I wasn't sure how much I'd use. This is 2 eggs with a cup of milk. You whisk it together and then pour that over the mixture as well, and then you'll mix everything all up again. You'll mix it a couple of times because there are a few other things that you add to this. So after you mix that in really, really well, you want to make sure everything's coated in that egg and milk mixture. So you'll get that all mixed up, and then I put another half stick of butter into the microwave and let that melt all the way, and then you'll pour that onto the mixture as well. So after I've poured that butter on, I mixed it up really well and added a little bit more of each of those seasonings on top, and that is the finished product. So I just covered it up since I was doing this the night before Thanksgiving. I put it in the fridge. It does keep well before you bake it. So you just put it in the fridge, and then the next morning just take it out and you'll bake it at 375 for about 45 minutes. And that is it, fresh out of the oven. It turned out so good. It wasn't too soggy, it wasn't too dry. I really loved it. So I hope you liked this video, and I hope to see you on the next one.